What's up guys, it's Johnny Candido of Candido Training HQ. Today's quick tip is going to be on how to implement super maximal loading into your training. And what I mean by this is using weights that are above your 1 rep max. So for example, it'd be doing pin squats or doing bench presses off pins set high enough to where the range of motion is somewhat limited and you're just training your nervous system to, as I said, handle weights that are above your normal 1 rep max. I've made a video before mentioning pin squats, but I never really got into the specifics of how to use it. Because really my method is a bit different than what most people do. What most people do is that they have a training cycle and let's say they start with 6 rep sets and then they work their way down to triples and then singles. And then usually they'll implement super maximal loading near the end of their training cycle as a tool to peak when they're ready to max out. Now I use it in the opposite way. I use it to transition into using heavier weights, so I actually use it before I get to the heavy weights. So I'd use it when I'm doing those 6 rep sets, so then once you move on to triples and singles, now it's a bit easier. So this is what I'm actually doing right now because as I told you guys before, after my deload I've been having some trouble getting accommodated to the usual heavy weights I'm used to using. And as I said, this is just to make the transition a bit easier. So I'm still able to do the bulk of my work in the full range of motion squats, but afterwards doing the pin squats will just make it easier once I get into those heavy triples. To give you guys an example, I'd say if you're on my 6-week program, to implement super maximal loading, if you want to, keep in mind it's never a necessity, but if you want to implement it on the 2nd or 3rd week. Because on the 2nd week you're either doing a 10 rep peak set and on the 3rd week you're doing sets of 6. When it comes to the specifics of using pin squats into your workout, what I recommend is that you just do this after your regular squats and just work up to 1 peak set of 4 reps. Keep in mind that this is just a tool to train your nervous system to become accommodated to heavier weights. So there's no reason to go anywhere near failure, and actually doing this would be extremely dangerous and just set yourself up for failure later in your training cycle. Alright, that's it guys. I hope this tip was helpful. Make sure to like the video, support the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching guys. Peace!
Higher, higher than you've ever been. See things you never thought but never existed.